Alrighty, hey MI305 class, just wanted to go through the prospectus real fast, kind of show you how it's going to look for your group project for this semester. Your teams will be uploaded and established in Blackboard today, so you'll be put into a group on Blackboard. You'll see them in the bottom left menu pane. I'll show you there in just a second. But let's look at the prospectus project real fast. I want to show you the document that you will use to collaborate on. And so this is the part A. This is that research part where you will be, as a team, going through different questions pertaining to each week and the topics, and you'll be compiling these answers, working on it collaboratively, and then producing a final product. And part B of that project is creatively taking what you are getting from this document and putting it into a creative presentation, kind of summarizing and outlining what you're doing. I'm going to have plenty of examples to show you, kind of see what that looks like, but the bulk of this semester you're going to go through part A, and I will share a Google document with each of your teams that will look just like the one you're about to see here, and it's the one that you will collaborate on. So I want to show you a few neat things on Google Documents that you can use that I think will be beneficial for you. The first thing is to kind of understand how you can have multiple people at the same time typing on this document. You'll see where the cursor are. So I'm actually logged in as one of my other emails, so you see that I've got a cursor up here, so I can start typing from a different device there. If you're on the same document with someone else, you'll see up here in toward the top right, you'll see that someone else's icon, their image will appear, and so that's one of my personal accounts. And so one of the first little nice tricks that if your team does decide to get together a couple times throughout the semester, or maybe even once a week, and everyone just log in and get into the same Google Doc, same time each week, for instance, and work together, you can use a really neat chat feature. So as long as there's someone else on the document at the same time, click this little chat icon, it says show chat, and you can actually do a live talking, that's a cool word. You can do a live chat while you're working on the document. So as you're compiling some of the information, you can kind of do your homework together, so to speak, and you can use a chat feature that does not go onto the actual document itself. So that's a neat little thing that I think will be beneficial for you as well. And also, if you do want to leave a comment, like I've left one down here, just as an example, the way to do that, you just highlight, so say these are here to help your team understand. Highlight this, you can click either this little chat icon, or you can click comments and click the comment button there. So let's just click that, and this comes up, and you can leave anywhere and say, hey, I think we ought to change the wording or something like that. Click comment, and it'll stay there until someone comes in and says, okay, we fixed that part, everyone agrees, and we click resolve, and it goes away. So I just want to go through the project just a little bit, explain some of this. This would be the first page of your document, so your team will actually start editing starting here on page 2 with week 1 Envision. So let's go through this first page. This course does go through the 5 phases of planting a church, from envision to preparing, launching, establishing, and repeating. And so your prospectus kind of walks through those phases. You'll have questions pertaining to each phase throughout the week. And if you follow your course syllabus, the schedule in the syllabus, you'll see each week the topic, the date that your team needs to be working on it. But do know that there are kind of 4 separated due dates throughout this 3 or 4 separated due dates throughout the semester, so you'll actually have about 4 weeks or so to put together everything for the envisioning and preparing phase. So even if you don't get anything done from week 1, you still have a few weeks to work on it, though you should keep up each week with it. Your church planning team will use this Google Doc to compile the information relative to the phases of church planning. You're looking at the where, why, when, and how questions related to planning a new church. And so here's the graphic that you'll see a lot in this class that we use to kind of go through the phases and discuss them. You'll see a series of questions here for part A. And I will be uploading these into your Google document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. I'll have access to your document as well. I'm going to go in, and each week I'm going to just copy and paste a new set of questions for you, and so your team will start working through those. I'm going to do that through each team's paper. You know that there is no specific requirement for length for these answers. Some answers may be just a paragraph, 3 bullet points, or a page and a half. So that's kind of up to your team to do what's best. This document, there's no length for the document. It just needs to serve the purpose of gathering all this research and putting everything together. As long as the questions are answered, I'm satisfied. The way to kind of know who's going to be doing what, I'm going to ask that the person just kind of type their name. So let's just say here, I'm answering question 1. I'm going to put Dustin. that way I'll know as a professor who was doing what and who's typing. So it's very simple. Just kind of separate that way. That's just a quick example. Okay, so there's no specific requirement for these answers. Just kind of you're basically studying and putting together a plan, a strategic plan for planning a church in whatever community, city that your group is chosen. Like I mentioned before, use the comments feature here to kind of work on an answer. So this is a live Google Doc. So if you go and delete something that someone else wrote, it's gone. So what I will have each of the kind of the lead point person who is sitting in the classroom, they're going to be the ones to kind of back it up each week. So every Tuesday, we'll just have them go in and make sure that they have backed it up into a Word document. You can do that simply by going to File and then Download As, and then select Microsoft Word. And it'll turn this into a Word document, save it to your computer, and it's safe. So it's just a good backup to do weekly in case something does happen and you lose some content. But you don't want to delete anyone else's thing. So if you want to edit something, the best way to do is to use a comment feature that you'll see here on the right side. And so whenever you want to maybe change up the wording for something, for instance, in week 1 this week, you'll be compiling some mission vision statements from various church websites, putting together and coming up with your own mission statement. And so you're all going to have opinions on what should be in there and how it should be. So you would use a comment feature and kind of say, hey, I think we should add this element, this, and then kind of work and type, get together, and then at the end of it, you have a nice polished finished product. And so the comment feature will help you do that. And what I will say is whenever you are done with an answer, just put final like this in all caps in parentheses at the end. That way your team knows, okay, we have finished this answer, we are done with it, and it's ready for the professor to view. Each team will have a lead planter who will serve as a point person to guide them and find these answers. So they're not the dictator, they're not the boss, they're not just giving out instructions and sitting back. And what I'm going to do is have the 3 gentlemen who are physically in the class with me here on Piedmont's campus. They're going to be the kind of lead pastor figure, just because I can work with them very directly, and we can work together and answer questions from the team. So there will be kind of like that liaison for the group. And so that will be either Derek Sullivan, Matthew Malin, or Charlie Hall will be one of the 3 kind of lead planters. But it's really just more for this Prospectus project, even though I think they all 3 could serve as lead guys very well. So they will each have 2 other people in their team from the online and live video group, and then I will work with them very closely to make sure the project is going fine. This is going to require a lot of work. It's half your grade, and it's a team project. So welcome to church planning. So you'll see here this page will kind of show, this is page 2, show you basically what I'll be putting together each week. So you'll see week 1 in vision. You'll see the topics going from vision to movement, developing mission, vision, and core value statements. So that's the topic of discussion this week. Your reading, your textbook reading will be related to this. Your lectures, whether they're recorded online or they are recorded inside the classroom, are all dealing with these topics. And so you'll be gleaning from your topics, from the reading on the topics and from the lectures and what we discuss in class. You kind of glean from those to kind of help answer these questions. So your team will work on this, both the lead guys who are in the class, they'll be working on it together with me, and then those of you who are online will be working on it some other time during the week to still answer anything, and that lead person there in the classroom is going to make sure that everything's just running smoothly and working with me directly. So I'm going to put in questions. I have question 1, research and record at least, I'm going to put in a number there, sample mission, vision, and core statements from various church websites. I'm going to probably say find at least 5 to 7, something like that. Copy and paste their statements below, and so you'll type those out here and list those out, and then the question 2, you want to look at all those as a team and say, okay, which ones do we like best? Let's take some good information. Let's kind of, from learning from what these other churches have had as their mission statements, let's write our own. And so you'll collaborate and work on that, and you'll use that chat feature to make sure that question 2 is answered and that all 3 people on your team agree, yes, this is the vision statement for this church plant. And so just want to show you how that will work, and then you'll jump right after it'll be week 2. Prepare. The topic is choosing your focus group and your approach, and so your reading, your lectures all pertain to that, and I'll have a question or two here related to what you need to do to choose your group. And this one of your first things, I'm going to give you all a list of cities in North America to choose from, and you're going to choose one of those cities as a team and say we're going to do X city, and that would be the one that you choose, and you'll start doing some demographic research on the percentage of lostness, how many churches are there, the ethnic makeup of the city, all this sorts of things, economic development, a lot of different questions you'll find, and I'll show you where to find most of these. Hint, use Google. That's what I do. It's actually very helpful. So anyways, just want to kind of go through and show you a little bit about the Prospectus project to get you guys started. And if you have any questions, you can email me directly, or if you can go through your lead planter figure, the guy who's singing in class. That way they can bring it straight to me during our class period and we can work it out together. So I hope this was beneficial and look forward to working with you on this class. And I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a very good class for all of us. I'm going to learn a lot from you, and hopefully you can learn a lot from this class. Take care.